focus very swiftly. And in fact, let's stay in KwaZulu-Natal, and we are joined by ENCA's Siphamandla Goge, who's been tracking the ANC Secretary General, who's also been doing the rounds there. So in terms of a nickname in the ANC, some call him Mthengisi, as he loves singing about sellouts, about Mthengisi who have sold out on the ANC. So what has Magashule been saying today?
He did burst into that song. He led that song, Yewena Mthengisi. It's his signature these days. I mean, ever since he was elected as the Secretary General of the ANC, he's been singing that song. We did ask him in the past, what does it mean? He said, listen, it's an old song. It's been sung in the ANC about traitors and people who sell out the revolution and the movement. But his speech today was mainly focused on two things. That was the question of land as well as economic freedom, radical economic transformation. That's what he said. He said the ANC has done a lot in terms of uplifting Africans and blacks in general in South Africa, and he urged people not to forget easily, saying to them they mustn't forget what the ANC has done, how the apartheid government ill-treated people, and what has the ANC delivered in terms of service delivery. So his speech was about the land question as well as economic freedom, urging people to go out and vote for the ANC, saying it will correct the mistakes it's committed in the past. He did echo the sentiments of former President Jacob Zuma, saying the ANC is never wrong, but some of its leaders sometimes make mistakes and get things wrong. So he was appealing to people to forgive the ANC and not to punish the ANC for the sins of its or of some of its leaders.
So those are broad issues in the political climate in which the ANC finds itself. But did he then drill down to issues to do with the ANC itself? Because, I mean, the office he occupies is always described as the engine room of the ANC. He's at the coalface of some of the issues to do with factionalism that rear their ugly head from time to time, the issues to do with challenges of the conduct of internal democracy, the lists, the court cases, and so on and so forth.
He was very clear and frank, if I'm not mistaken, having covered him for quite some time now. It was one of the very rare and few occasions whereby Magashule was clear on the issue of unity and saying the ANC needs to stop infighting, they need to deal with internal squabbles. In fact, he even called for those disgruntled comrades, that what he called them. He said, we need those who are angry, those who are disgruntled, they must come back to the vote because we need everyone, every vote counts, we must unite and rebuild the ANC. He did concede that yes, there are divisions, but they are working towards the issue of unity. Perhaps in this region, Tulas, allow me to give you some context. Gwala region is one of the volatile regions of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. It struggled to convene its regional conference because it's been plagued by infighting and there have been political killings in this province. One of the high-profile cases was the assassination of Sindiso Makaka, the former ANC Youth League Secretary General. He was gunned down and then later died in hospital. He was shot and died in hospital later on. So this region, even though it's the stronghold of the ANC, but it's been plagued by issues of divisions, disunity. But right now I see that we have been rejoined by Les Stuta, who's the regional treasurer of the ANC in Gwala, as well as the friend to the late Sindiso Makaka. Baba, what do you make of the SG's speech, particularly on the issue of unity? Your region is plagued by disunity, factionalism, and some serious challenges.
No, SG was giving instructions. He was giving marching orders. He was not even asking us to unite. He was very clear. He was giving us all marching orders to unite the region. So we are committed to unite the region and we will work hard to unite this region. So in order for us to win the 2019 general elections, not only the elections, but to unite the region, to come back to where we were before.
You've been very vocal on the issue of corruption in this region, and we know how Sindiso Makaka was killed. There were reports that his assassination was related to the issue of corruption and fraud because he was trying to expose that. Are you happy with the way the ANC in this region has dealt with the issue of fraud and corruption within its comrades?
At the moment, the way we are dealing with the issue of corruption, I am happy because there is law enforcement that dealing with that. There is Premier that is dealing with that. There is a lot of things that are happening in the region, including public protector. So we are still happy, and we will continue fight corruption. We are not going to reverse because corruption is a cancer. It's a distraction to the ANC and to the masses of the ANC.
It seems as if the SG was preempting some tensions on Saturday when President Ramaphosa delivers the manifesto in Durban. He urged your comrades inside this hall to say they need to respect the president and be disciplined, listen to him. We know that there are some in this region who did not accept the outcome of your regional conference and took you to court.
No, he was not preempting. Now we are preaching the issue of discipline in the ANC. We want to bring back the dignity of the ANC. Those that were challenging us in court about the regional conference, no, I think we will sort that in court. It's their right. It's their democratic right. It's not up to us that to say they must come back, and if they don't accept us, they don't accept. But we will continue engaging them in the issue of unity, to unite the region and move forward and supply our own community with service delivery.
But what does the ANC need to do to go back to basics? We heard the SG mentioning former leaders who were disciplined, saying the current crop of leadership needs to emulate those former leaders. As young people in this region and within the ANC nationally, how do you move forward with that?
What we will do, because discipline it's going on a long way. We need to unite the RCs first, then unite the structures. Then the issue of unity is a process. We need to embark on a process of uniting the region. We need to work hard to unite the region. There is no way that we can wake tomorrow and say there is unity. Unity is a process, and we need to have programs to unite our region.
Okay, Baba, thank you very much for your time. That is Les Tuda. He is the regional treasurer of the ANC in Gwala region.
All right, Siphamandla, thank you so much for that. And of course, if you just jog your memory a little bit, you will remember Les Tuta speaking at the funeral of the late Cindy Somaka, delivering a rather emotive speech.